Every loss hurts. There's no way around it. Whether it's a small stop-out or a string of red trades, losing stings. Most traders stop at that pain. They feel it, they hate it, and then they push it aside without looking deeper. But here's the truth. Every loss has a lesson, if you're willing to learn. And those lessons are the difference between traders who grow stronger and traders who keep repeating the same mistakes. The market doesn't speak in words. It speaks in outcomes. Every trade you take, win or lose, is the market giving you feedback. A loss doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean you don't belong. It simply means the market just revealed something about your execution, your mindset, or your process. The question is, will you listen to what it's telling you, or will you ignore it and keep walking blind? Most traders avoid their losses. They close the platform, walk away frustrated, and pretend it never happened. They don't want to journal it. They don't want to analyze it. They don't want to admit that it exposed something about their trading. But when you avoid losses, you avoid the very feedback you need to improve. Each skipped review is like tearing out a page of your trading education. If you keep doing that, you'll never graduate. And here's something critical. Not every loss means you did something wrong. Sometimes you followed your plan perfectly and still lost. That's not failure. That's probability. Those losses are necessary because they're proof you trusted your edge despite discomfort. Other times, though, the loss reveals a breakdown. Maybe you jumped in early. Maybe you sized up recklessly. Maybe you broke your own rules. Those are lessons in self-control, and they only help you if you're willing to be brutally honest. This is where journaling becomes powerful. Numbers alone don't tell the full story. You need to capture your thoughts, your emotions, your reasoning in the moment. Were you afraid of missing out? Were you desperate to make back a loss? Did you hesitate and then chase? Over time, writing this down reveals patterns you can't ignore. And once you see those patterns clearly, you can start correcting them. The key is humility. Ego is the biggest barrier between you and the lessons your losses are trying to teach. If you can't admit mistakes, if you can't accept that you broke rules, you'll stay stuck. The traders who grow are the ones willing to face themselves honestly. They don't see mistakes as proof they're bad traders. They see them as opportunities to sharpen their edge. Ego hides the lesson. Humility uncovers it. And here's the part most traders overlook. Even losses from well-executed trades have lessons. They teach you to trust your edge despite variance. They remind you that you're not in control of outcomes, only of process. They build resilience by showing you that sticking to your rules matters more than any single result. Those lessons are just as important as correcting mistakes, because they strengthen your discipline and emotional consistency. Over time, this process of learning from losses builds a kind of quiet confidence. You stop fearing the next loss because you know it carries a lesson. You stop hiding from bad days because you know reviewing them makes you stronger. The sting never fully disappears, but it changes. It becomes fuel. Each loss is no longer a wound. It's a teacher. And teachers, when respected, shape your growth. So here's your challenge. Don't waste your losses. Don't just feel the sting and move on. Study them. Journal them. Extract the lesson, even if it's uncomfortable. Because every loss carries something you need. A mirror for your habits, a map for your adjustments, or a reminder to trust your process. If you're willing to learn, your losses will pay you back far more than your wins ever could. In the end, the difference between traders who fade away and those who last is simple. One group treats losses like failures. The other treats them like lessons. Which group you fall into is a choice you make every time you close a trade.